are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. These are the leading top stories this hour. First up, we take a look at some of the key priorities for the upcoming State of the Nation's address, and the National Transport Investment buses have been set alight. In the business news, with jet fuel shortage, what plans are in place for OR Tambo International? And in the sports news, Cassiem brothers excel as Blitzboks beat Croatia in the World Cup opener. We begin here. The African National Congress is eagerly anticipating President Cyril Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address on Thursday evening. This year's SoNA will focus on key priorities, including strengthening water and energy supply, as outlined by the party leading the Government of National Unity. Ramaphosa will deliver his address to a joint sitting of Parliament, marking his first SoNA as head of GNU, which came into power after the May elections last year. According to Kusela Diko, the ANC's convener of the Communications Subcommittee, the SoNA will reflect the people's desire. Now, the ANC has highlighted several key areas of focus, including strengthening local government, combating crime and corruption, as well as creating jobs. In other news, the Northwest MEC for Community Safety and Transport Management, Wessels Mogoeng, has called for in-depth investigation into the cause of a fire that broke out at Northwest Transport Investment. The fire, which was discovered in the early hours of Monday morning at the sleeping ground in Moretele village, destroyed 9 buses at a go. Mogoeng said that NTI management have opened a case with the South African Police Service, and further investigations will determine the circumstances around the causes of the fire as well as the extent of the damage. In more news, the vigilant members of the Mahikeng Public Order Police arrested 58-year-old man last Friday for possession of suspected stolen livestock. The members were on routine patrol duties along the N18 between Vryburg and Mahikeng Road when they noticed a white Toyota Hilux bakkie with a canopy near a filling station in Montiwastad village. Now, the members ultimately stopped the vehicle for a search that led to the discovery of 18 goats. The driver, who was alone in the car, was apprehended after failing to give proper account of the goats worth 27,000 rand. Here's police spokesperson in the Northwest Province, Brigadier Sabata Mokhwabona.
Sokolo Kolobe was remanded in custody upon appearance before the Molopo Magistrate Court in Mabato on Monday, the 3rd of February 2025. He is due to reappear on Monday, the 10th of February 2025 for bail application. Investigation into the matter continues. The acting Provincial Police Commissioner, Major General Patrick Asane, praised the members for their vigilance, which led to the success.
Moving on to international news now, the M23 rebel movement in the Democratic Republic of Congo has announced a ceasefire effective today. This comes after intense fighting with government forces in the region. The ceasefire is timely as leaders from the Southern African Development Community and East African Community are set to meet on Saturday in Tanzania. The meeting aims to address the ongoing conflict in the eastern DRC, which has resulted in the deaths of 14 South African soldiers. Defense Minister Angie Motshekga is expected to provide update on the repatriation of the soldiers' remains. And with that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, the jet fuel crisis at OR Tambo International Airport has been averted. This follows a meeting between Transport Minister Baroka and the fuel industry role players who have now developed a logistics plan for the transportation of jet fuel. The shortage occurred because of a fire at the National Petroleum Refiners of South Africa, which led to its temporary closure last month. In more business news, billionaire insurance mogul and property developer Douw Steyn has died. Now, Steyn has been in poor health for years. He was 72 years old. He leaves behind his sons TJ and Louis and widow Caroline Steyn, a music radio presenter and founder of the non-profit organization 67 Blankets for Mandela. Spokesperson from Steyn City Properties, who made the announcement about his passing, said, and I quote, "Douw will always be remembered as an exceptional entrepreneur who built a global business of immense scale, 7 countries, and a visionary with a deep-rooted commitment to South Africa and its people." And that's all from the business news. Your sports update follows next. In hockey news, the South African men's team recovered from an early setback to begin the IFH Indoor Hockey World Cup campaign with an 8-6 victory against the host nation Croatia. The team's performance was notably fueled by Cassiem brothers Dejan and Mustafa, along with debutant Hans Neethling. Now the Blitzboks face an early challenge, conceding the first goal just 2 minutes into the match as Croatia's captain Mario Mušić scored with an impressive angled finish. Neethling scored his first goal of the evening by capitalizing on a rebound following a saved shot by Lita Kraj. Unfortunately, a defense error subsequently enabled Croatia to regain the lead, and they were ahead 3-1 at halftime. Moving on to soccer news now, Venda coach Stanford Nkwane expressed hopefulness about building on their recent 5-1 victory against provincial rivals Baroka FC, confidently stating that he anticipated a strong performance against Baroka. Despite this impressive win, Venda continues to face the threat of relegation, with the improved goal difference being the sole factor, keeping them above 15th placed Cape Town Spurs. Banele Gama contributed significantly with 2 goals, while Judas Musiemedi, Onke Mulete and Kgotatso Mariba also scored during the match. And that's where we're going to have to leave it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.